Welcome back, as always, to a brand new video. Today we are in for solo pull, solo back. Things kind of came up. Me and Ben were meant to be in for pull today, but I'm here myself. We're still going to make it work. We need to train even harder. We need to not worry about being in solo. Again, this is something that a lot of people don't really kind of allow themselves to take training to a whole new level because they think that they can't because they're solo trainers. I've been a solo trainer for pretty much all my life, and it's been something that I've just had to adapt to. You can most definitely adapt to it. It's just a case of wanting to. So we're in for back today. This is my mid-week back session, so there's going to be no deadlifts in today. We are, however, going to either do rack pulls or block pulls. We're going to do them at the end of the session. We're going to take this back session to a whole new level. This is like one of the last and final couple of sessions here in Dubai. We're in Banus, of course. We literally just had stayed here in Banus because all the equipment, don't get me wrong, is really good. We've came at some decent times and it's not been overly busy, so we've got away with it and we've had some really good sessions. So that's why we're staying out of here, not going back to Train SF, not going back to Strong, not because they're bad gyms, because they are really fucking good gyms. It's just been a case of, we've had everything in one place here, environment, atmosphere and everything's just kind of second to none in Banus, so that's why we're still here. However, it's back day, guys. We're going to take you through this session, so anything that I've got to maybe tell you guys, keep you updated about, little pointers, little tips, I'll come back on, I'll give you that. However, we are going to display obviously my work ethic, my effort within these type of sessions, because like I've said, just because you train solo doesn't mean you can't train hard. One thing again, guys, that you'll notice in here when I say I'm going to take that up to 5, I don't mean 5 20kg plates. There's about 120 kilogram plates in here and about 100,000 15kg plates. So as you'll probably notice, we're loading pretty much everything with 15s. That's what it is. Again, guys, we make it work. It's just a case of we might need to do a little bit more on some things. But to be fair, that's another thing, because I'm getting access to really good pieces of equipment that might actually still be a little bit hard. So I'm not actually able to load it what I would normally load something if I had run it for a long extended period of time. So again, we've went into every single session, no expectations, apart from just going in and training hard. So we go by feel, we go by what's there in the day. As you'll see, all my training sessions are still really efficient, but we make it work by loadings. I've got no expectations apart from the effort that I'm putting in. That's one thing that'll never drop. But we'll go 5 15kg plates, we'll see how that feels. We're going more so mid to upper back bias here with this chest supported row. As you can see, it's overhand only, more so being a prone grip row. You don't want to try and be isolating the lower back. You don't want to try to be target the lower back. You want to really be staying more so on your mid to upper back. That's why this is made for this. There's other T-bar rows that you'll see that'll have more so neutral grips and that on it. That's where you want to be targeting more so your mid to lower back. But we're staying mid to upper here, and then of course we'll move on and we will still target the lowers today. such a weird like low row because this is essentially a single cable stack, as in like a cable only machine. Like you can literally put this anywhere to angle whatever row you want, or even a pull down. To be fair, you would obviously more so do rows on something like this, but I've never actually seen one of these where you can essentially angle it up at literally any point. But we're going to go with the lowest point anyway, because this is going to be my non-supported row for this session. As you'll see, obviously I've done things like my chest supports already, but things like the basics, guys, the staples, the non-supported close grip rows, these are the things that build that additional density, that thickness to your back, because you're not using that support to be able to just not worry about your core, not worry about stability or anything. This is essentially your barbell work. Chest supported stuff is more so your fixed machines, where all you need to worry about is a little bit of elbow drive. Don't get me wrong, the machines have got their places within your sessions, but the non-supported stuff that's going to build that additional bit of thickness and that actual density that you want whenever you turn to the rear, these are the staples that's going to do it. And this is why in my sessions I always have non-supported stuff. Every single back session, regardless what it is, regardless how I'm feeling, we've got to make sure that we're always putting the staples in. So something like a wide pull down you'll always see in my sessions, something like a low row, a close grip row, you'll always see in my sessions. Don't get me wrong, I like to swap out the attachments, switch them up a little bit, there's nothing wrong with that, but making sure that we're always keeping these non-supported, hard, heavy, basic, fundamental sets in our sessions is key. So that's why we're always going to do it. Okay. This is where we've got one choice to either make the stack feel light as fuck or make it feel heavy as fuck. I know what one I'm going for. Oh, okay. Motherfucker. That surprisingly feels really good. This is more so like, I wanted actually the Prime plate loaded pull down machine, but there's somebody on it right now and he said he's got 3 sets. He's also wearing elbow wraps, which doesn't give me too much confidence that his 3 sets are going to be 2 minutes.
And
so
he's sitting on 2 plates.
Yeah, and he's also sitting on 2 plates as well, which kind of gives you that extra lack of confidence that he's going to be 2 minutes. However, we found this, which is more so like a plate loaded. You can either go wide grip or you can go narrow grip. I wanted something that was going to be really close to the Prime pull down, and I wanted something that I was going to be able to get nice and locked into. With the Prime pull down, especially here, unlike Durham, it's got actual grips that you can strap up to, which is why I wanted to use it, because I know I can get really locked in. However, it's one of them things, I'm a big fan of a neutral grip pull down because I really feel as if I can get my lats as short as possible. So it's something that we have to kind of take on board, that if we are finding pieces of equipment that we connect very well with, make sure that you rinse the living hell out of them and make sure that you don't take them out because you're just stalling on them. If you're connecting very well with a movement, you never should have the opportunity arise to take it out. You should always have that more so chance of using it at every single course that you get, because if you move to something else and try and rebuild on it, you might not connect as well with it. So that's why whenever we get movements, or movement patterns I should say anyway, that we connect very well with, literally just rinse the absolute most that you can out of them. Keep them in all the time regardless whether you're progressing or not. You're training efficient, and that's the main thing that we have to always remember, that your body doesn't know whether you're using 120 kilo or 220 kilo. It knows that it's getting a lot of resistance, and if you can progress the resistance in terms of things like intensity, intensifiers, if you can even control your execution a little bit more, you can control tempo a little bit more, you can add pauses in, there's loads of things you can do. But we are obviously using the neutral handles today on here. And again, one thing I'm actually really finding with this movement already is it's more so like a kind of pivot. The way it comes down, you kind of start nice and wide, but it naturally pivots its way all the way in, so you can get your elbows nice and tight, you can get the lats super short. So if you've got access to this and you prefer something like a neutral grip for a pull down, definitely use it, because I would recommend it. I don't have access to this anywhere, but that's why you'll always see me more so using things like neutral grip and more so medium grip or narrow grip, shoulder width grip attachments, because I just find that I connect super well with them. But we're going to use this one for today. We'll do a quick extra warm up and then we'll see how we can take it from there. Finito. Done. Done, 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 done. Block pulls, or plate pulls, whatever you want to call them, more so like a block because we're essentially closer to that than something like a rack pull. What I actually find is whenever I do rack pulls, my setup's different to a block pull, so I think just because I've got more kind of freedom on a platform pulling off a block than what I do when I'm in a rack, I feel quite compact in. So I'm essentially just loading my more so lower back and just kind of trying to drive it up in a rack, whereas when I'm pulling off a block, I'm focusing more on a deadlift, more so set up over anything else. Regardless, 240 I believe it is, first time loading 225s at the start of my bar in years. I mean, I say years, it's probably around maybe 18 months or something, but whenever I trained out of the gym that I used to train at, I always just loaded 25s, 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 25s. But because obviously I'm doing block pulls today as well, at the end of my session, I'm super warm. I'm essentially just finishing off my back with these. So I don't need to be spending too much time doing things like warm-ups. So obviously up in 25s, I think I've done 3 warm-ups. By that time I was at 240, so I mean that was me, that was perfect. So we took that, I think 9 or 10 reps. 10 reps. So I'm happy enough with that. Again guys, at the end of my session, we're pulling off a 20 kilogram plate. So not as thick or not as high off the floor as a 25 kilogram plate, but still a lot higher than me pulling off the floor. So again, they felt good, but that's me done for back. A little bicep superset to finish off, and that's me done for the day guys. But as you would have seen, a lot of volume in there today, a lot of intensity, a lot of just getting after the weight, getting after the machine. we connected with everything really well today. Like there was a few extra new pieces in there that I wanted to do that I've seen whilst being here that I wanted to include in that session. So I'm very happy with that, very happy with this session. And like I said, I deadlifted 2 days ago, deadlifted on Friday, this is now Monday. And Saturday I done barbell squats, pendulum squat, we done plate loaded RDLs. Yesterday I trained chest, I done flat barbell, etc, etc, etc. Today we finished on block pulls. How's that for recovery? It's one of them things, guys, that we just need to take on board, that even though we are natural athletes and we technically shouldn't have the recovery capabilities of somebody that is enhanced, there's no stopping us. The only thing that is stopping us is up here. And if we stop ourselves from doing something, that can be the determining factor of you getting X amount further or staying where you are. And like I've said already on a few sets, I know what I want and I know where I'm going. So we've just got to make things work. But I hope you enjoyed that back session. I hope you were able to take something for it, from it I should say anyway. But I'm going to finish on biceps and I'll catch up with you all in the next video.